have to say that Stephen Williams, you are now in the Port Adelaide Hall of Fame. Let's go to the video.
Tyler Williams, all by himself off the ground. Got it back to Williams. That's great play by the Magpies again. Williams in towards goal. Smith again gives it off to Williams. That's his value. In they go. Fiarchi loves to have shots and goal. But Bourlays, clean hands to Collins, and that's the difference. Into the open goal, Stephen Williams. Back to Williams. He'll sidestep. He'll go towards goal. Williams. Here's a dangerous half forward. Williams picks up another kick. That's Stephen, and he jams it through the middle. Kick looking for Hodges at the back. In front, Lamb. Here's Williams, and here's danger. Port had the numbers and the football is Brown stream forward. Drives out a pass, and he found Stephen Williams.
Hang on. Hey, what do you reckon? There's 10 black and white and 3 in red. And they've got it 3 out of the 4 times it's come up here. Why wouldn't someone have the fucking brains to know that there's one red guy here, I'm black and white, I'll stand right here. So there's no way he'll get the ball. And then another black and white stands on him, and then we've got 8 others that can get the ball. Have a think about what we're doing, fellas. In your mind, it's going to be tough, it's going to be hard, you're going to get hurt, but let's hurt them, all right? Play really tough and hard, look after your teammates. If they look like they're going to tackle us, get across and knock the bloke out.
To say this time last year that I'd be here coaching the side, I wouldn't have believed it.
Is it good as feeling as playing the game or as coaching it?
It's a great feeling. I think playing's better. It's a player's game, but it's just great to be involved.
It's lemonade.
Thanks, Dave. Thank you very much for that, Timmy. Some lovely words there. Some of them probably stretched the truth a little bit, but no, it was lovely of you to come up, and it was great to be presented with this great honour by one of my great mates that I played so much footy with, and yeah, as I said, a fantastic honour for me to be inducted into the Port Adelaide Hall of Fame. I'm sure you're all aware that the Port Adelaide Football Club has been just such a huge part of my life. All I ever wanted to do was to play for Port Adelaide, so I was lucky enough to be able to achieve that goal. Some of the earliest memories for me as a young kid would be just piling in the car with Mum and Dad and Anthony, Mark and Jenny, and we'd head down to Alberton, and you know, fortunately for us, Port Adelaide were a very successful club in those years, and we always had a tradition down there that when we won on the way home, we'd stop for lollies, and if we didn't, it'd just be straight home and no lollies. So whether it's good or not, but I got a mouthful of fillings because Port Adelaide always won. So I'd like to thank them for that, and it certainly led to knowing the importance of winning from really early on in the piece. Playing at the Port Adelaide Football Club just gave me so much confidence to be part of a successful club, and not only confidence when you got out in the footy field, but just in general life. You could walk around, you knew that you were a part of the Port Adelaide Football Club, and people looked at you in a different light. I've got a few thank yous obviously to make. The biggest influences on my career were my parents. Both Mum and Dad were just fantastic. Not only an influence on the football side of things, but also just in general life growing up. They set a fantastic example, and I really appreciate what they did for me as a young kid. Also, my family, obviously, my sister Jenny, who was a fantastic sports person in her own right, doesn't get the credit that she deserves for what she's done in her sport, but she was just a magnificent mentor to me. My brothers, Mark and Anthony, obviously following in their footsteps. You always wanted to do what they did, and I was very proud of what they did, and I'm sure they were very proud of what I did. My wife Sue and my kids Jackson and Bridget, I love them very much, and they certainly keep me balanced, particularly when I was coaching. It was obviously a pretty tough gig, and to have a wife like that, and just probably a footnote to all the young footballers here, get a girl that really is into footy and wants to back you 100%, because it's really hard if they're not giving 100% to your football. So just a tip, if they're not into footy, get rid of them and find somebody that is. I'd also like to thank the guys that I played footy with along the way. I made some wonderful friends, and 90% of the people that I hang around with today are people that I played footy with at Port Adelaide. So I'd like to thank them very much. I'd like to thank the coaches that coached me along the way, and the wonderful friendships that I was able to make out of the Port Adelaide Footy Club. And just a special mention to two people that I think had a real influence on me down at Port Adelaide. First of all, to Jack Cahill, fantastic guy, wonderful coach. Just gave me, as Timmy said, it took a while to break into the league ranks, but Jack was just a magnificent man at making you feel really good about yourself and making you perform as good as you could possibly perform. And he had that art. 10 premierships is testament to that. So thank you very much, Jack, for what you did for me. And also my good mate Brian Fairclough he's coming up here to speak shortly, and he's a bit disappointed that he had to actually follow Timmy, but I'm sure he'll do a good job. But thank you also to Brian. He's been great along the way for me. We've gone right back since I first started in the reserves back in 1979, so it's been a wonderful friendship, and I really cherish his views on footy. He was great to sound off. When I first started my coaching career, it was obviously something different going from playing to coaching, but to have Brian there. Also, Gary Treadero was really important in that time of my life as well. So thank you very much. It's a great honour, and I'll cherish it forever. Thank you.